Hello, how are you, everyone? Yay! Hi, Barefoot. Today is a new day, so we should thank our Heavenly Father for that, and I know we all do. Maybe I'll just start this out with a quick prayer. Precious Heavenly Father, I thank you for this day. I thank you for everything that's in it, whether it seems good or not to us. It all works together for your glory, and we're thankful for that. And I ask, Lord, that you just be with us during this time, that our talk be clean and fun and creative and loving, and that we would give you all the glory, all the honor that you deserve. And we ask it in your precious and wonderful name. Thank you, Yeshua. Amen. Hi, how are you today, Michelle? It's good to see everybody. Today, I was going to introduce a new, hi, Kathy, WB, woohoo, you made it. Today, I was going to introduce a new rug. I can't remove the rug from where it's at. It's at my father-in-law's, but I took a picture of it. So I'm hoping the picture will come through, because once it's uploaded, I don't know. I still haven't figured this all out. So I'm hoping that you'll be able to see the rug. It kind of reminds me of, it has kind of sharp little points. So it reminds me of a starburst or something kind of like that. And I have it on my phone. Let's see if it'll work. That's a sideways picture of it. Maybe if I get it a little bit closer. Anyway, it's fabric. It doesn't look like maybe it's fabric, but it is. And it's so much easier to do than the other one. The Major, hi. So I'm going to get to, pardon me. I'm going to, I can't remember how to get to my, just in case I need to, my channel. Sorry, you guys. This is still really new to me. Of course, it's going to give me trouble. I thought today would be kind of a fun day to, even though I don't want to discuss politics or anything like that, I thought today might be a good time to reflect on some of the things that we should be thinking about, that because there's a lot we don't have control over. And the only thing we have control over are our own choices, and maybe toss ideas back and forth on how to help each other like we always have, but we can actually do that. There's been ideas that have popped up into my head on how to resolve some of the issues of, like, everybody's very concerned about their supplies, their stock of supplies for the events that are coming. And one of those supplies that I know in the past has been an issue was, okay, and I worked in a paper factory that made that stuff for your bum. And we called it BRT. And it was bathroom tissue, BRT. So we're going to call it BRT. And that way, I don't know if there's algorithms or anything that catch that, but we'll call it BRT. And if anybody doesn't know, it's just capital B, capital R, T, bathroom tissue. Okay, there I am. I'll be darned. And I need to shut myself down here quietly. So, I don't even remember all my mods. Let's see. I guess I can look. Oh yeah, the Major. So in the chat, if someone wants to know what BRT is, just tell them that you wipe your bum with it. There's, I'm not going to mention names because we've all had catastrophes in our lives, but I know of someone who, actually a couple people I know who have gone through some pretty terrible events in their lives, and it was life-changing, and they got creative in how to come up with BRT. And that gave me an idea, because I'm sure we're going to be running very low on those type of items. And there's some of you who have been able to get products and save up. And then there are others that you do what you can. And it's okay, because when you have Christ, you can do all things. All things. I tend to do both because I'm so human. One of the ideas that was presented to me, and I thought about it a lot, and it really bothered me, and I don't like to be unprepared with that portion of my life. So I purchased what I felt like was a very useful item. It's a cotton fabric that's soft on delicate skin. I purchased a couple yards of it, and I just made torn, or if you have the clippers that have the jig jag, I can't remember, and I'm a sewer. They're serrated anyway. Anyway, to, a baby, and this is years ago, because I know they have wipes and things that are tossed now, but I raised my son and we had cloth diapers because he couldn't handle the paper, and which would have made my life easier because I worked full time, and so did my husband at the place that made BRT. And but back then we used baby washcloths that were soft. And the diaper, if it was wet on the front and there was soil in the back, you used the major part of it. And I know that was a baby and it's a whole bunch different, but we can at least try to do the best we can. You could have a nice decorated pinking shears. That's right. I couldn't remember it, and I knew it. Thank you, WB. Thank you. I knew what you said. At first it was sheets, and I thought, oh, sheets might work, especially, but I was thinking, hi, Paula. Flannel was what I was thinking. Yes, flannel is a good one. Or old t-shirts that have holes and you don't like them anymore, or they don't fit, and nobody can wear them, you can't pass them on or whatever. I'm so into repurposing, and I know I didn't repurpose these, but you could have a place in your bathroom or wherever it is you end up just for these little homemade towelettes. And you wouldn't have to use it for a big job. You could use it just for a tinkle. But you could use for a big job. I mean, anything in white vinegar, after the major part of it has been removed, it can still be cleaned. Anyway, it was a thought. There's also people who make their own, they're not necessarily flushable, but they make their own wipes. And I thought, you could even do that. Once they're clean, you could add some natural, your favorite oils with some distilled water, aloe for softness and tenderness to your skin. You would just want to make sure that there was nothing irritating in it. I think the aloe is a good idea. Some people like their, I know Barefoot Lass, she does a lot of the oils, the essential oils, and they're great. I have some of her essential oils. They're very powerful, so they need to be mixed with another carrier oil, and they last forever, and they're They're wonderful. Well, some of my ideas I either get from someone else, or I expound on someone else's idea. And that's what kind of today actually not provoked. I was going to go live last night and do the rug thing. But I thought what I would do today is just show the rug. And for those who didn't see it, I'll just post it up again really quick, or not post it, but show it. Then when there was so much news coming in that, if anybody hasn't checked Gloria, Sweet Savory Words, she did a really quick, like few seconds, suggesting watching this video. And I'm not saying the video is 100% correct. I want you to use your own discernment, but I'm not saying that it's not. It's a really good video, and it causes you to think, and none of us want to be deceived. And but anyway, I decided that I'd go ahead and show the rug, but then it would also bring people into, we could discuss things that, yes, Vaseline, petroleum. We could discuss some things that would help us in the future, or even now. I know many of us are already going through difficult times, and that was why I wanted to start out in prayer, because today is one step closer to what seems horrible, but what actually our Father is allowing, so that we can get to our final destination in eternity. And that is important, and I want to be there. In the right one, of course. Okay, here's that picture of the, like I said earlier, I couldn't bring it with me. It's at my father-in-law's. I'm sure Bobby would let me, but I didn't ask him. He's, as we all need prayer, he needs prayer too. He's really having a difficult time, and I'm sure I have to be very, very careful about what I say to him, because he's really on edge, and I don't know exactly where he's at. I know he is saved, but I know that a newly saved person, and it's newly saved in my eyes. I don't know, because he's told me that he has asked and asked and asked over and over to have Christ come into his life. And I said, then what you need to do, because he was waiting for some kind of sign. And I think that's where many people don't understand. Not everyone is going to have an exact same experience. Sometimes you just have to just believe. It is a completely different experience, I think, for everyone. At first, hi, Reborn. You're new to me, but welcome, everybody. Welcome, Reborn. If you're a Fugle, I haven't seen you in chat yet. But anyway, my experience, if anything would happen or not. And so I just sat back and enjoyed the moment, and I felt a huge, I felt real heavy before that. And then after I sat back, I just felt everything just release. I felt I gave everything away. Hi, Super Dave and Terry Bell. So I have to be very careful around people that have just come to Christ. And I know I've actually made some huge mistakes with my with my own family and friends that God revealed to me. And I had to go to them and say I was sorry that I tried to share too much. It's always really important to go to the Father what you should do, not I'm going to go to them and I'm going to tell them this and this and this because I just learned it. And maybe with someone who has known Christ longer, that sure did come in handy now, didn't it? But it actually began to drive them away. And I did it for years. And that's a hard lesson. Sorry. Sorry. I do have good intentions, but I'm not perfect. I didn't intend to cry. It's hard to think, though, that you've put a roadblock or even pushed someone backwards. And that's a scary thought because it could be their eternity. And if it well, then have a really clean soul reborn. Oh, now I'm getting too warm. Anyway, it's just tough. It's really tough. And I make huge mistakes. And I talked to somebody last night who's had a really difficult time for a long time. Actually, I didn't talk to him, but in a message. And I don't know their situation. I know little bits and pieces. And it doesn't matter. They're struggling regardless. And for myself, this is what I've learned, that the struggles that I go to, that I have, this is just me, that I have are usually because I haven't sought out the Lord in the way that maybe I should. Because when I do, my path is straight. So have seen how many are in the chats that we all attend. Thank you, Major. I have a prayer list that I've written everybody's name down, but I pray for the whole world. And God knows. God knows. The time that we're in is so bizarre. So be in your Bible as much as you can. No, I Michelle, I just face facts. I'm somebody who lets the flesh. I'm very fleshly. I wish I wasn't so emotional. It's funny because back in the day when Marf was brand new, he wasn't known. He didn't have, but I don't know how many people, but like maybe 100 or 200. And I didn't even talk in chat because I didn't know what to say. But I would leave comments every once in a while in the bottom. And maybe he wasn't even doing lives. I'm not even sure. But I would leave a comment. Don't show your emotions. I'm really good at giving advice. Don't show your emotions. You'll be attacked. And it's really funny because I had never ever really been in, I'd never been in a live stream. I didn't even know what a live stream, had it been presented to me, I wouldn't have known what a live stream was. But I used to always say to him, don't show your emotions. I can see you're a really wonderful man, and that's wonderful, and what you're doing is great. And your family, you and your family, I don't even know if he had really he didn't have the Watutu part. Maybe he did. I don't know. But pretty much almost the day he went live. Well, yeah, I went live. Hi, Linda. Oh, sounds like somebody's home upstairs. Jesus died so you could live. Don't miss out on that. That's right. That's right. So if anybody has any tips or anything they want to share, please do. There are all kinds of tips and there's a lot of people that do tips like RIP, survival living. I know those are bigger channels. WV's had tips. Hi, RJL. There's there's lots of, RJL's really good. She's quite a gardener. I hope it was okay for me to say that. She knows how to garden. She's awesome. And I can do a garden too. This next year, however, because of what's happening in our world, it's going to be more difficult. And so I think that some good ideas would maybe be for fresh foods, because it's going to be difficult. And Drop's Family Garden, if somebody can put his link in here, that would be awesome. He has a lot of really good tips on sprouting, and sprouts are awesome for the microgreens are wonderful for nutrients. They're really high in nutrition, and even though there's just a little bit there, it's good for you. And I like that idea. I know there are things that maybe aren't as good for us, but it's a point where you're just trying to make it. So whatever you do eat, whatever you do, his name is Drop's Family Garden. Let me see. He's changed his name. He used to just be Drop, I think. Wasn't he just Drop? Seems like for a while there, but he's had a few. He always has Drop, and it's all in capitals. Let's see. I'll put it here. Drop's Family Garden. If I could spell. Yeah, Drops. He's got some really good ideas, and he doesn't live that far from me. I can't just drive and go see him. I don't know exactly where he lives, but I know the area. He was Papa Smurf, yeah. And Drop wasn't in the name though. I remember, well, when I watch his videos, I see I used to see the little Papa Smurf. I think now, thank you, Barefoot. I think now he's got a man laying on his side, like he hurt his knee and he's holding his knee, I think. Anyway, he's got a lot of good ideas. And Rip and RJL even has a channel. I know she's got a channel so she can be on here and stuff, of course, but yeah, he has a big water drop. But anyway, there's a lot of things that are not going to be able to be grown, because I don't know if you guys had that bad of trouble, but over on the west side here, except for maybe on the coast, I'm not sure. It was so hard to raise anything because the heat, the triple digits, we never, ever, ever have triple digits in June. And we had them for a week or more in June. And then again, of course, in July. It was such an odd summer for us, and it has been for the last probably three seasons. Oh, owls are so cool. I love owls, and I know that the enemy uses them, but who made them? Yeah, I think owls are beautiful. The Major's got some really cool videos, you guys. I don't know if you've ever seen any of his stuff, but he's got some cool videos. They're short. It's not like you have to sit there a long time and watch, but they're really some amazing sky phenomenon you want to catch. Pretty interesting. WV's got great prepping. She even shows where she's at her place, and she cooks meals out there. She spends time out there. She says it's wonderful. I'm sure it is. I know that a lot of the EMFs that we're dealing with, people are having a hard time sleeping in this area. Hi, Mary. How are you? I'm glad to have you here today. And there might be people in, I'm sure there's people in here. I talked a little bit earlier about the shortages we're going to experience. And one of those shortages is going to be used to wipe your bum with. And an idea that I came up with, it was from a sister in the Lord, we'll just say that. And they had gone through some terrible event themselves, and they had to make do. And I thought, rather than not be prepared, maybe we can prepare in an easy way and not have to do what we can with such a sudden event. It was very sudden, and that would be horrible, especially for someone. And this is going to sound terrible because it looks like I live really good, and I do. I'm not saying I don't. I mean, obviously, I've got makeup on. I never wear makeup though anymore, except for if I come on here or have to go somewhere special, which is very rare. But thank you, Barefoot. The things that we're going to need may not be available. And if we're going to eat, then we're going to have to get rid of it too. So I was thinking possibly using, someone mentioned flannel. Sorry that I didn't remember who it was. I think it was, gosh, I don't even remember. I'm so sorry. But they mentioned flannel. I wish I had Marf's memory, but he's a young thing. He couldn't be my son. He could be my son. He couldn't be my grandson, but almost. I'd have been mighty young. To find old t-shirts or an old flannel, whatever, flannel shirt, whatever. And at least then, and cut them in squares. And then you can have some kind of a little, maybe one of those little trash cans or something with the little flip top lid. You step on, the lid pops open, or something, even an old diaper pail if you have those kinds of things around, or an old coffee can that's lined with a an old plastic bag from the grocery store or something like that. And then after you have, a bunch of things that are used and soiled and need cleaned, if you use them for a big job, then remove the soil just like you would in a baby's diaper. And you can soak them in vinegar. You can do whatever you need to do. Vinegar actually kills more germs than people realize. It's actually better than bleach, and it doesn't bleach out your belongings. And wash it. It's no different than anything else. If you go out in the chicken yard, just say for instance, you get chicken poop, or with the cows, cow poop, horse poop, whatever, and you wear those clothes again, even if they get poop on them, don't you? Well, we're just human, that's all. The thought's kind of not cool. But I know those are things that we're not used to. We don't live in a third world country. I'm sure some areas are like that, and that's too bad. I hate that. I hate that anybody has to live like that, anybody around the world. And I know you all think the same way. It's really cool having you all here. I'm not going to extend this out forever, but I did want to come on and tell you that I do care about you. And more, we need to come together as often as we can. And I don't know if I think it's okay, but 10 o'clock Eastern is a time when there's a bunch of us that have said that that's the time we're going to pray, because when more people gather in prayer, it just is stronger. If people realized how much power they have, just one person, they would pray more often. And I count myself. Anyway, that's pretty much all I was going to say. If anybody has anything they'd like to share, please do. I didn't mention a name on the 10 p.m. Eastern, because I didn't know if they wanted me to mention it or not. But hi, Team Angel. Oh, 21. Oh my gosh, your boy, Team Angel's little boy, is not a little boy anymore. He's a man. And he's 21. That is so cool. Happy birthday. That's wonderful. Yes, prayers do work. And I think most of us, if not all of us, know that. So pray for each other. Be sincere in prayer. And you have to remember, too, those people that are in power today, God loves them too. They might not be serving the right God. I don't know. But God loves them too. What is tremang, Kathy? Let me see if I can do this. Happy. Well, kind of I can. Sorry, I'm kind of slow. Yay, I finally got it. I don't know his name, but that's okay. You can tell him we said happy birthday. I'm sure glad that I brought these out. They work good for noses too. My grandmother used to work in a laundromat years and years and years ago when she was young. And there was always things that were left behind that nobody ever. Oh, hey, CJ. Hi. That nobody ever come back for. Or oh, thank you, Mary. Anyway, okay, WV, I'm so glad you came. I lost my train of thought. Oh, she had Kleenexes like you wouldn't believe. And back then, not Kleenexes, but handkerchiefs. And back then, everybody had handkerchiefs and they would have their initials on them. And they were, oh my gosh, they were beautiful. Some of them had cut work around the edge and, oh, just absolutely beautiful. And I had them for a long time. There were so many because she would bring them home after they weren't, after a certain amount of time, they can't hang on to stuff forever. And so she would bring them home and we'd have all kinds of handkerchiefs and men's and women's. So you guys got something going on. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, Major, I got to see part of your guest appearance on the Ann Lynn show. Oh yeah, I always had handkerchiefs. I don't have them anymore, but I had them for years and years and years, the whole time I was raising kids and even afterwards. And then it was kind of a thing there for a while, that people were using them in their crafts. And it was a real phase that lasted quite a while because of the shabby chic and the old fashioned look. And oh, I'm getting really warm. It's got to be all my studio lights, I think. Sorry, I'm a goofball. More coffee. Cheers. Yeah, you guys. Oh, my channel. If somebody has a link they want to share, share the links. If it's something that can be learned and there's good info, I'm not worried about. So if somebody wants their link shared because they have great info or want to share something, that's okay with me. As long as it's not like, icky. I think we all understand. And it doesn't even it can be crafty things. It can be, as long as it's positive. Yeah, I've got some seeds started too. I covered my window this time because it's so bright shining through, and then it looks like my hair is completely white. So I toned down a little bit. And I've got some apple seeds that are sprouting, and they're most of them are ready to plant, I think. So I don't know that that's important, but we're going to give it a whirl. We don't know for sure how long we're going to be here, so it's God's timing. So there's things to do, and you can meditate on the Lord while you're doing them. That's the cool thing, is you can ask God to make that tree beautiful or whatever. I just threw out a bunch of berries, that were in the freezer that my nephew left when he moved away, because he lived in this part of the house before me. And I kept wondering, I wonder if those are going to sprout, because there is a ton of seeds all over them. They were the antioxidant type of berries, with the There's blueberries, strawberries, all kinds of blackberries, raspberries. There's tons of stuff. And I've got raspberries already, but hey, maybe we'll have enough to share. Oh, wow, there was a bug on my screen. It was tiny. Oh, you guys, there's there's another thing. I watched a few videos over the weekend, not many, but few. Um, um, did anybody barefoot? Did you happen to drop that link for that Gloria was talking about? That was a really good that was a good one. I go ahead and drop Gloria's drop her channel or that particular video anyway. It's real short and people can go there if they don't know her and check that out. It was a pretty good video. And like I said before, it's not necessarily that I believe that it's true. It could be true. God knows. It's just something to think about. I know back in 2020, I thought I had it all figured out. I know there's a couple of you in chat that probably remember. Maybe not. I know I remember. I remember knowing that one of our leaders just, wow, I was really worried about. But everything's in God's hands, and so there's nothing to worry about. Oh, I love berries. We're fortunate enough that we live in the area where huckleberries grow. And if you've never had a huckleberry, which I'm sure the majority of the world hasn't, you are missing out. They put blueberries to shame. I like blueberries, okay. They are nothing compared to huckleberries. Huckleberries are so good. Michelle, do you know what huckleberries are like? Do they have them like in Northern California or maybe along the coast? They're usually where it's woodsy. They like the acidic soils. I can't say they like cool weather, but yet mountainous areas are cool. Oh, they're so good. It takes forever to pick them. It was one time, I'll remember one time though, when I was a kid, like probably, I don't know, maybe somewhere between 10 and 13 years old. Oh, you know what they're like. They are so good, aren't they? Really, really good. Most huckleberry plants aren't usually bigger than like maybe 36 inches tall at the most. I've never seen one. I shouldn't say that. One time, I'm not kidding you. I am not kidding you. This bush must have had everything it needed and more. My grandparents went. We never went with my grandparents. One time did I ever go with my grandparents. We went up into the mountains, and it was an area that I had never gone to before. It was off the road. You know, we parked, went off the highway, and it was a main highway that was driven all the time. Oh, huckleberry. Oh, yes. Yes. Have you ever had huckleberry pie? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There's a place here. I can't remember the name of the area, There's a hot springs though, and a lot of people go to that area, so it attracts. Okay, RJL. It attracts. Oh, you grew up in Seattle, so yes, yes. So you know. Anyway, we went off the road. I don't know how far back we went into the woods, but it was on a main highway. That's the part that has me really blown away, because when we went huckleberrying, it would always be at the top of some mountain, and it was like, you know, a really narrow path. It was like if a logging truck came, you had to back down the mountain until you could find a wider area. And so we went there, and there was this spot where you could see where the sun was coming through, almost like this. It was like God was shining on that bush. And it was this tall bush, and we were walking towards it, but there was, you know, bushes everywhere. We get up to the bush, and it was a huckleberry bush, and it was over the top. It was taller than my father. My dad was what, 6'1", I think, 6'1", 6'2", something like that. Say it was. He still is. And we stood, all of us, around that tree, my grandparents and my two sisters, my mom and dad, and stood and picked and picked and picked. And those berries were fantastic and huge. Typically, huckleberries are not huge. I would say they're half the size and smaller than blueberries. And some of the blueberries are really big. But that was the cool. I would love to go back up there. I don't know if the bush still exists, but where we go, usually there's tons of them. You can't walk without weaving your way through, getting tangled up. But what state is that in? What state is Truckee in? It seems like I've heard that name before, Paula. I know there are. I read one time there are varieties of berries that are related to the huckleberry, but they have a little bit different name, but they look like a huckleberry. And some are in England, California. Okay. I wondered if it was over here on the west side. I don't even know the location of it, but it must be in the north. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I do remember that. We must be close to the same age. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of, I don't know how I got off on berries. Oh, I was throwing berries out. Yeah, they were in his little freezer, and instead of cleaning out his little freezer, we thought we might use some of that stuff last year, and it never did get used because I'd forget that it was in there. And the freezer just set and held all that stuff that was in there. There wasn't a lot, but enough that it's too bad that it went to waste. Had I known that the due dates were actually up on everything, doesn't mean it's bad, but they were up on everything, and everybody purchases and uses different things. Oh yeah, I'm a little bit older than you. In fact, I just turned 61. I finally caught up with one of my sisters. She likes to tell me that she's in my future and I'm in her past. It always makes me laugh. I think it's funny. So let's see. Let me look here. I keep forgetting to look at my phone. Not that everybody has to be a mod, but if anybody wants to be a mod, they're certainly welcome to. You have to let me know though, because I don't want to mod somebody that doesn't want to be modded. Yeah, it is, Linda. It is cute. She always says things like, because there's 3 hours difference between us, she'll say, I'm in your future. I always get a kick out of it. There's so many cool people I've met through all the different channels, mostly Marv, but I've met a bunch even, through other people that are doing that are doing videos. Mushrooms, yes. And you know what, Paula? There was a bunch of morel mushrooms that he had dried and then put in the freezer, and then some that he put in water and then froze. And I saw a video, I hope it's true. I saw a video where people, if they use, where the gills are, I'm assuming, I don't know for sure where the spore come from. I'm assuming it's the gill area of the mushroom, but they suggested putting the trimmings out in your garden area in a place where they're going to get moisture and ample sun at the right time, but it kind of has to be filtered sun, but that warms up well in the spring, and then you'll get mushrooms. Well, I don't know for sure if it's true, but I thought, you know what? If nothing else, it's mulch for the garden, or, it'll add them out, which I always take all my trimmings out anyway. Well, not always, but a lot of the time. My garden always has everything in it: coffee grounds, tea grounds, carrot trimmings, eggs, everything. Not meat. And so oh, cool, Linda. So you were one of the first people then too. Let's see, he started I think he started in 17. So it seems like it's been longer than that. I haven't seen the major in a few seconds. He might have had to go. Or maybe he's just sitting back and listening to us goofy girls. Major, are you still there? Let's see. It's probably about what? Is it about like almost 8 o'clock there? 8 p.m.? Let's see, that would be Team Angel. What is Kanika? I think if I'm not mistaken, I think Secure Team 10 is the first channel that I subbed to, but I'm not certain. Him and Marf and That's Impossible channel. Have you guys ever watched the That's Impossible channel? That is a crazy channel with, gosh, what's his name? James LaFleur, he lives in Brazil. I used to watch his channel a lot, but I don't anymore. I mean, I still watch him sometimes. Um, there's a lot of freaky stuff that happens. You still watch Secure Team? He's got a really good channel. I think he's a really good guy. Um, he gets people sending him stuff all the time. I didn't start really watching YouTube channels a lot until after I started watching Marf, and I realized that Marf knew a lot of what was going on that I was already questioning, because things happened. Yeah. Yeah. Um, things happened when I was younger that just I questioned. I remember seeing um, things on TV that to me didn't make sense. Um, and maybe it just didn't make sense because I wasn't seeing it right. I don't know. But um, I got to quit watching the chat because then I get confused in my thoughts. But I'm so glad you guys are talking and having a good time. Oh, what is Kanika, you ask? Oh boy, let me tell you. Sadly enough, she was a 19-year-old girl found dead in the freezer. Oh, that's horrible. Oh my gosh. You know, that's terrible. I don't know what it's about, but that's just terrible. Interesting that it's Crown Plaza. That's interesting. So the girl's name was Kanika. That's awful. You can just look it up on YouTube. It's a confusing. Yeah. Oh well. Oh yeah, John X. I remember John X. Yeah, I haven't seen him for quite a while. You know, I don't know what happened to him. Um, during that time, there was a lot going on with a lot of the channels. A lot of the channels were attacking each other or attacking someone, which I'm sure still exists. It's just, I don't know. I was still pretty new to Marf's channel. So, oh, WV. Okay. That's okay. If you got to go, you got to go. We love you, sweetheart. You're in my future. She's in my future. Yeah, I saw that, Linda. He kind of bounced back and forth a couple of times, I think. And we'll just keep him in our prayers like we are everyone. Um, it's it can't be our focus, and God made everything. So yes, it is a part of our lives. It can't be our God, is I guess, like, I remember before I understood what the 666 really was. And I'm only using this as an example because, you know, I used to hear people go, oh, 666. Well, all I knew is that it was bad, but I didn't understand it at all. I didn't understand gematria. I didn't understand any of that. I didn't know really what Ouija boards were. Um, none of that stuff. I just knew it was spooky or scary or bad or whatever. But they're just giving power to the wrong God. That's how I see it, because really, God is in power and he allows it all. He created everything. So I guess that's how I look at it. And you'll be surprised, I think, well, all of us will be surprised when there'll be some folks who will actually be in eternity with us that we may not have thought would make it. And I think that's wonderful. But then there's also going to be the reverse, where people that we thought would be there with us won't be there. And that's too bad. I wish everybody could go. Another really good channel, in my opinion, is Israeli News Live. Jacob Israel. He's awesome. There's a lot of them. There's tons of them. You guys are all probably aware of them. But don't be afraid to share. So that's basically all I have. Oh, yum, jambalaya. We used to have a Cajun restaurant here. That was years ago, though, like long time ago. Cajun Joe's, it was called. And we had dirty rice, and it was good. We'd go there once in a while. We like spicy food, though. Yeah, I think we do follow pretty much the same channels. I'm trying to branch out a little bit and visit new channels that I haven't visited before. So that's why, if anybody has, hi, Major, he made it back. We love you too, Major. Hey, Major, I don't know if you heard me ask earlier. If you're still there, I don't know if you're signing off or what, but if you're still there, do they have like huckleberries? They might not be called huckleberries where you're at, but there was a book I was reading one time on huckleberries, and there are varieties that they're not called huckleberry. They're a small berry that look like a huckleberry or a blueberry, but they have a different name. Over in your area, do you know of any? Celeste Solom. Can you post her channel, CJ? Or the channel? I'm assuming that's a channel. Oh, that's cool. I used to have a bunch of Discord that I belonged to. I think I've gotten rid of all the Discord because I never spent any time in there. I went over to I think I have a Odyssey and a Telegraph and Rumble account, and I don't think I ever used the Rumble account. I'll probably get rid of that. And I heard one of the accounts is being monitored by they're probably all being monitored, but it's being monitored and something. It's being treated kind of like this platform where you're not allowed to speak. So I can't remember which one it was, though. Maybe it was Rumble. I don't know. Eventually, they'll all be gone. Enter the Stars is another really good one. And I know there's several of you in here that, or anyways, people that I know from Mark's channel and other channels that go to Enter the Stars. That's a really good channel. I think it is. He does a lot of really good breakdowns on programs that people watch on TV and cartoons and occurrences, like I think the guy's name was Jesse Smollett. Is he? No, that's not the one I'm thinking. The Scott, whatever that fella's name was, Scott, that had some kind of I'm terrible with names because I don't even know these people. I don't listen to music on the radio. I don't watch TV. I can't say I never watch TV because since my father-in-law passed, I've been going up there and spending time. And my husband still watches TV. And so sometimes I'll watch stuff with him, depending on what it is. I'm surprised that he watches the news because I know he knows better because he talks like he knows better. So it surprises me when he watches it. Huh. And that's a channel, Michelle? Truth Unedited? Huh. I'll have to check that out. There's a channel I watch. I used to watch. They've been removed completely from YouTube, and I miss them. And that was Truth Unveiled 777. I really liked that channel. And for years, the few years that I watched, I always thought it was a woman. And CJ said, no, I think it's a guy. And she's right. It is a guy. He has the most beautiful voice. So smooth, so just really smooth sounding voice. And I can't say, it's kind of one of those voices. It could be a male or a woman. But I, for years, thought it was a woman. Beautiful voice, though. And he, for a long time, I would say he, yeah, he lost his channels. Well, somebody over in, is it Odyssey? One of those other has downloaded a bunch of his videos, and you can still see some of his work. That really bothered me, though. I really liked that channel. It did sound like a woman. Beautiful voice, so smooth. And I don't know, I just really like, and I was really disappointed because he shared some maps that were found. I don't know if he did the digging or if someone else did the digging, but he found some old, was it BitChute? Okay. Oh, okay. That's probably where I saw it then. Are you on public transportation this moment? That's the second time you said transportation on the public transportation. Really is a bummer. Yes. Oh, those maps, they tell a story. And it's obvious because that's how they did used to tell stories. I'm gonna okay, Paula. See you later, sweetie. Thanks for coming today. There was, I think it was that one, that channel. And they showed the maps, and they believed at the time, and they may still, that the place that is called Israel is not really where it is today. That it's possibly in Africa. And they told why and showed why on the maps. And it was extremely interesting. And it makes me wonder, because those people have been so poorly treated that live in that area. And I'm wondering if they are the true people. It's just a thought. I have no idea. That's so cool. Yeah, he did do a lot of research. I liked that channel. I missed that channel. You know, at the same time they were removed, there was a lot of supporters of our former president and that kind of movement. And so it kind of confused me, because of course it's all a design to get people riled up. But yeah, it is a huge rabbit hole. I agree. And this wasn't supposed to be this kind of channel, but you know what? We have some odd times that are coming upon us. And so I thought today would be an okay time to do this real quick. Well, I know I've said I was going to get off of here. I really should get off of here. My cat's freaking out now. The minute I decided to go live, guess who shows up? And I thought, oh man, we can't do this again. And so I put her in her box. I call it her box. So, but she's whining, and she may have to use the little girl's room. So I'm going to let you guys go, and we'll do this again. And I'm not sure when. I just kind of do it when I can, because I'm trying to do things in between Dad's place and here. And yeah, Beebs, I'm working on a video. I think I told you guys before, I'm working on a video of her, and it's so boring, but to me it's exciting because she's my baby. So I'm trying to make it a little more exciting with editing, doing silly things, but that's just me. So if it doesn't interest you, don't watch it. She's a goofball, but it's usually, when I don't have the camera and I can't film her. So I'm just lucky to catch her when I do. And then she's got cousin cats that live upstairs. So yes, tell live vision. That's for sure. Actually, I don't know so much the lie. They're actually kind of, yes, what they do is lie, but at the same time, they're telling the truth on what they're doing. They're giving us a hint of what they're doing. But I appreciate and I love each one of you. I truly do. And if you guys, I wanted to mention this. If you want to know anything, or if you want to learn about autism, because there are a lot of autistic people in the world and they need our understanding, Team Angel has a spot she does. I don't remember. Did she take off? I can't remember if she took off. I know several people had to go. She has on her channel on certain days, I think it's Wednesdays. I think. If I'm wrong, it's okay. But she does a spot to learn about autism. And go check her out. She has a great channel. And we can learn from each other. Go check out the Major. Go check out everybody's channel. You'll find something about everyone's channel that you enjoy. Doesn't mean you have to watch every episode, but go check them out. Sub to them, support them, because we're all in this together. And I know we've heard that before, but it's true. There's a lot of good information that's in the past. CJ has a great channel. Who else? I mean, there's a lot of us that do. I don't have a great channel. I just have a Goofy Me channel, but it's okay. WV has a great channel. If you like seeing a lot of country and things, Bones has a channel. Jay has a channel. Who else? Gosh, I can't think of everybody. And there's probably more. There's a lot. There's Team Angel. I'm sure that there's people that aren't telling me that they have a channel here. I guess I could check. But anyway, try it out. If you just have a few minutes, and even if you're cooking or whatever, go support each other. If nothing else, you're just showing you care. Okay? I love you all, and I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.